Well, if you enjoy airplanes or history, Wisconsin is the place to be this summer.
Less than a month after the EAA air venture in Oshkosh, Wings Over Waukesha is this weekend.
Jessie Garcia went for a ride in a World War II bomber.
I'm standing underneath the wing of a B-17 World War II bomber. Now, this is one of the attractions that you can see at Wings Over Waukesha this weekend. And for a fee, anybody can take a ride on this plane. We're going to get a little preview flight today to see what it is like. And as you can tell over here, they're getting ready with a pre-flight checklist to make sure everything is up to snuff right before we take off.
Pull from this side here, Nick.
Before hitting the air, we catch up with a World War II veteran who flew at the tender age of 19.
They talk about the well-trained. We were barely trained. I was 5'4" and 110, 115 pounds. So I had steel cushions from the gunners so I could reach the pedals and to see over the instrument panel.
Pilot George Daubner says it's an honor to fly such a historic plane. Do you ever feel emotional yourself?
You caught me. I do. You meet these guys and, you know.
I can understand. Very meaningful.
It is. So it's something that's special for anybody that wants to come out and see a B-17 and see some piece of history. It's exceptional.
Okay, here we go. They are warming up the engines right now. I'm sitting in the radio operator spot where you can see exactly what it would have looked like for them back in World War II. Couple of other things to show you as we start to move down the runway. Look up top here. These wires will move back and forth as we go. That's part of the stabilization of the aircraft. We're told not to touch those, and I won't be. And look at how thin these walls are. I mean, there is no insulation here. This is the way that they flew all of those missions with just this to protect them. And soon we're airborne. The plane has the guns with all of the sights. It's incredibly noisy. A catwalk goes right through the bombs, and there's a panoramic view from the front bombardier's position.
It's kind of a pretty day, you know. It's a lot like what you'd see in England back in the day.
This plane actually was not involved in World War II combat. It was sitting in a storage facility ready to go out when the war ended.
I think we're going to head back toward the airport.
As we approach land, another veteran on board says the flight stirs up many vivid memories.
We wore heated suits because these planes are not pressurized, and it gets 50 to 60 below zero when you're up at altitude between 20 and 30,000 feet.
The sound is back to normal because we have landed and the engines are off, and wow, what a flight. Those who come out this weekend can take in all kinds of airplane excitement.
You're within 500 feet of the flying action, which is unlike some other shows in the area. And you also get to meet the pilots, see their airplanes, interact with them a little bit. At the end of the day, when you hear a kid say, "Mom, I want to be a pilot," that's the coolest thing in the world for us.
But it's most meaningful for the veterans. Doug Holt wrote a book called Lucky Dog because that's the way he feels about his experience. He was never injured.
We had no hydraulic systems. We had no electrical systems. We had to crank the gear down. But we got back and survived.
Being on this plane really does make history come alive and gives you a new appreciation for what they went through in the war. In addition to taking a flight, you can also do a self-guided tour. Wings Over Waukesha is this weekend. Jessie Garcia, today's TMJ4.
Wow, how great for those veterans to go back and relive those memories.
Yeah, what a lesson in history. And Jessie's brave, isn't she?
Good for her. By the way, Doug is going to be selling his book, Lucky Dog, at the festival this weekend.
And we put information about Wings Over Waukesha and the B-17 on our website, tmj4.com/Wisconsin Tonight.
Well,